This Kino.
Man, how do you grab pizzas like that?
You grab the box.
Yeah, but then still at the same time, the pizza's just gonna like get on the top of it, everything, and you're gonna waste it.
He is definitely not.
He's
handling
not a
with
man.
care. He's not handling with
He's
care.
not a pizza man.
But the turtles don't give a fuck. They're like
Or at least they leave him the money.
Did you notice at one point too that
they took it out of the register? I'm sure.
I think it's
They
whenever
don't have pockets, liars.
yeah, whenever Donatello's like eating popcorn, he's putting salt on individual kernels of popcorn.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I also noticed. I'll bring it up when we do it, or I'll bring it up when it comes. He grabs when Raph wants to turn the channel. He has the TV guide, and Leo takes it and throws it. It actually lands on the table in the background.
Really?
Nice.
I never noticed that growing up. I must have seen this movie 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whenever you're studying it, you notice all the little things.
I'm still confused about this set, though. Like,
Yeah, well, they went through the back door.
New York has places like this where it's just a little mini mall down underground.
Yeah,
sure.
why not?
Sure, in the 80s they did anyways.
They jump really high, too, for no reason. They could have just walked up.
Because they're fucking turtles,
And it
dude.
melts away, dude. Awesome.
Like, ooze. Those dudes are like, where's the pizza?
Yeah, so I don't care if I've trained in some martial arts or if I'm part of a horde of people. If a bunch of like 5-foot fucking turtles that are spinning around with weapons come flying in,
my god!
I'm the fuck out of there,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, I know. They got pantyhose on their heads, so they're pretty hard.
You can't believe it.
You know, they're hard dudes.
We should just be recording this while we.
It's recording.
Oh, we should pause it then and do the intro. This is good. We could just.
All right.
New York, a city where 8 million can scarf down their slices in safety, knowing that when pizza is close by, help is never far away.
Oh, some animals are knocking down the telephone poles.
Let them get their own cab.
The next fight will be freak against freak.
Take the ugly one!
No, you take the ugly one.
Which one's the ugly one? Rock and roll!
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Cowabunga!
The Secret of the Ooze.
Don't forget, we're turtles!
Quite good. Attack warning. Is it for real? Attack warning for bloody real.
Live from Colorado Springs, the Drop Culture Podcast.
Want to confirm, is this an exercise? Roger, copy. This is not an exercise.
Come on, quick, get down. 1, 2, 3.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Drop Culture Podcast, Droppin' Deuces series. This is the last one in our series of Droppin' Deuces. It kind of got out of hand there.
It did. It was a series of shit.
It was like a bad week after eating Indian food.
I think we're all like just ready to.
Yeah, I think we're ready to wrap this one up. And sorry, listeners, but we're gonna wrap it up now.
All right. Well,
this one.
thank you for listening, everybody,
Yes, yeah.
and have a good. Oh wait. Oh right.
Yeah.
If you listened this far, this one's the best though. We saved the best for last, right, guys?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Come on now.
I would say it's
I would
number
say
2.
the first one that we did was the
Let's,
best.
What did we do?
Yeah.
We did
Texas
Phantasm.
Chainsaw Massacre
Oh,
2.
yep. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Phantasm 2, House 2, the second story, Conan the Destroyer, and then
Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Return of the Killer
That was
Tomatoes.
got to be the worst one, right?
That's the hardest
That's the
flash
biggest
right
deuce.
there.
Yeah, that's the biggest deuce that we did.
Took us a while to pass that one.
Yeah, this one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. Now, we've, in every single one of our...
Real quick, not to be confused with Alice Cooper and The Secret of the Ooze by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Prince of Darkness reference there. Episode available in the archives, though, right?
Yes,
guys?
that's Prince of Darkness. Yeah, we kind of did the same thing with all the John Carpenter movies at the very beginning whenever we launched the podcast.
Yeah.
This one was a great idea to go through, and we could probably base a whole entire podcast about Droppin' Deuces.
Absolutely.
Just on number 2s, but we're going to end it here, and we might revisit this a little bit later, too.
Sometimes you have to revisit those deuces.
Yeah, we might have to go back and kind of reflush.
Maybe we'll fully actually do a full one where we rate from top to bottom all the deuces that we've already had.
Oh,
Maybe,
hey,
yeah.
On
there
the
we go.
Keurig scale. Don't
To all the
forget.
deuces I've loved before.
Yes.
Well,
if you're out there listening, let us know if you want to drop a comment or
a deuce.
an opinion or whatever.
And if-
Just a poop
Recommendation.
emoji. It's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if this is your first episode of listening to the Drop Culture podcast, we have a ton of episodes in the archives. We have all of our other deuces, and let's just kind of go through our introductions here. I'm Brock.
I'm Dan.
I'm Mitchell.
And I'm Tyson over here. I'm gonna say though, this one is my top favorite, and then behind that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
I'm
I
on
like
the opposite
Phantasm.
spectrum of that.
Well, I like Texas Chainsaw, but I like all the deuces. I really do so far. There's just one. Yeah, there's just one that was just like,
Ooh, I could do without,
Conan the Destroyer was always one of my favorite movies. Too.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one. I could do without Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Maybe you're in House 2.
Yeah, House 2, one of my
Actually,
favorite
no,
movies.
you know what? I'm okay with House 2 and Phantasm 2.
Phantasm 2, one of my favorite movies.
Those are okay.
Yeah.
And Conan's just another Conan, so it's cool. I'm cool with that.
It's Conan.
But I grew up with this and I love it. And
Oh, it's a great.
yeah, it's a little
Great
bit switched
fun.
though. I mean, Texas Chainsaw, it's hard to talk about.
Well, we've mentioned somehow in almost every one of our regular podcasts something with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where the
specifically
antithesis of
The
this
sticky ooze or sticky goo that holds us together.
kind of
It's
does.
ooze.
Yeah,
It's
And
ooze. It's not slime.
We might go back on our 100th episode and kind of revisit the Ninja Turtles deal, but hey, we're close. We're close. You might hear another one.
Should we throw out some connections now, or just
Well, let's kind of get into the movie. Let's kind of get into the cast and the crew and everything like that for it. So this movie came out what year? Tyson?
1991.
March 22nd, 1991. So this movie, I remember waiting in line for at least 2 hours at Westgate Mall in Amarillo, Texas, for the little kiosk in the middle of the mall to open up so I could get tickets to this movie, just like I did for the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Like I literally,
very cool,
pretty
very
hardcore.
Cool. Yeah,
just
that's-
like Batman and all those
I
movies
did that for
came
Batman.
out. Yeah, all those movies. We had a kiosk that you buy, and then you would walk into the theater. It was one of those central kiosks, surrounded in glass, and you had two ticket takers, one on each side.
the box office.
Yeah, you had your, and it was it's a little bit different than I guess it was a mall box office pretty much.
Right.
So, I remember being super excited for this because come on, I was like 13 years old. And
Right.
This was like one of the fucking coolest franchises of our youth. It was just such a cool movie.
The first one, I would definitely put the first one on like a top 5 list of at least a top 10 list of comic book adaptations. I know you guys might not agree with that with all the new ones coming out, but then
perhaps
top 5 for me in movies that are not DC or Marvel comics.
Yeah, no, they had
Yeah.
a runaway success with the TV show, the toys, the movie was the thing that put them over the limit.
I think that the animated series is what got them there. That's what built their fan base.
Yes.
But the creators, again, the first movie was a little bit darker in tone and more akin to the comic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more Laird Eastman style. Yeah.
The animatronics were cool. They really improved them for this one. The
Jim
actors
Henson's.
were awesome. Everybody in both of these movies so far have been really awesome. We're not going to mention part 3, Turtles in Time, just because that is like, whoops. And I just mentioned it, so.
Well, I haven't watched it in a while, but we won't talk about that.
It
Let's
doesn't
stay
hold
with
up.
this one here.
Yeah. So this movie was directed by Michael Pressman. He really didn't do a lot, but he did some pretty big movies. Dr. Detroit, The Bad News Bears, and Breaking Training. Other than that, though, I really didn't find a lot of other movies that Michael Pressman did.
He didn't really do anything. He did some like TV later in life here, but
Yeah. This movie was produced by Thomas K. Gray. He produced every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle property that ever came out. So he was a producer on the animated show, I'm pretty sure. All the new movies, probably, everything.
So he made a lot of money.
Yeah, he made a lot of money off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ken Dawson, he did 1, 2, and 3, and he did a little movie that I don't know if you guys are familiar with, Gallagher, We Need a Hero. Yeah, and that was the only other thing that this guy did.
No.
And then David Chan.
Is that the Gallagher the comedian?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
like smashing watermelons?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit?
He was a watermelon smashing son of a bitch. Pineapples and sledgehammers.
Pumpkins.
Yes, everything.
Him and Billy Corgan.
Smash Pumpkins.
It was written by Todd Langen. He wrote a lot on the Wonder Years. The music was by John Duprez. He did the music on A Fish Called Wanda.
I
Once
disagree.
Bitten,
The music was by Vanilla Ice.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
he only did like the title track.
The
So
score-
the
that's all that
Technotronics.
matters. The score is still cool in this movie, though. Yeah, it's got
a fun, bouncy kind of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
He did the score for UHF.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, Once Bitten, which was
Yes, Jim Carrey's
cinematic debut at that point. Then the cinematography in this one was decent, but it wasn't like, fantastic. You could tell that this guy went on to do major things afterwards. He did the cinematography for some of the Tales from the Crypt, Jurassic Park 3, which is the one that shall not be named either.
I like that movie.
Never seen that.
Yeah,
What?
it was decent,
That's
but
good.
nobody really likes it in the canon. Hidalgo, The Wolfman, Captain America, The First Avenger,
Yeah, that's what I
Bill and
thought.
Ted, Face the Music, which is the new one that's about to come out.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
it was edited by another really big person. Oh, the cinematographer Shelley Johnson. That's who it was. Edited by Steve Merkovich. He edited Hardcore Henry, Con Air. Yes.
Yeah,
Theodore Rex.
The
Come on,
movie,
guys.
the movie that speaks
Oh
to
my
Brock's soul.
Yeah, Con Air. I saw that.
good
I
movie.
saw Con Air at least 15 times in the theaters. No
You're
joke.
a madman.
No joke.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Went almost every day while it was at the Dollar Theater. I love that movie.
I am John Malkovich.
He did Theodore Rex. I don't know if you guys remember.
I remember that
Whoopi-
was a movie.
Whoopi Goldberg.
I don't think I ever watched it.
I have it on VHS.
Yeah?
It's
Isn't
pretty
there
awesome.
isn't there like a director's cut? There's like a different cut of that movie.
Probably because it was so bad. The Ghost in the Darkness, Big Trouble in Little China, Prince of Darkness.
There's another connection there.
There's some connections right there. John Wright was another editor on it, and he did like The Running Man, Gleaming the Cube, The Hunt for Red October, Speed, Last Action Hero, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Apocalypto, Incredible Hulk. So, I mean, the cinematography.
Never made it through that movie.
Fuck, dude, Speed is awesome.
Speed was
I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch that movie
is
and then I
strange.
gave up.
Yeah, Speed was not a bad movie.
It was. I did get the joy of watching Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Willem Dafoe, yeah.
That was
and
a
then
joy.
I didn't want to watch Speed.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like, yeah, no,
that's
I'm
a
out.
shame.
That was a
That's too bad.
fantastic joy right there. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yikes. Well, this movie was produced by Golden Harvest as well, which Golden Harvest did all of the 1960s, 70s, 80s, anything that had to do with Kung Fu. Back in the day, most of, I think Enter the Dragon was a Golden Harvest, anything that Bruce Lee did.
Right.
So, of course, they had their hand in the ninja stuff, Now, and it was Mirage Enterprises, which Mirage was a, what do you call it? I think they were somehow integral in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everything that they did.
The comic book company?
Comic book, everything like that. Mirage Enterprises, yeah. North Shore Investments. It was distributed by the house that Freddie built, New Line Cinema. And it had a budget of $25 million. And at this point, I mean, that was a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, that's
$25
like
million?
way more than the first one, right?
Oh, yeah. Probably like double.
I think the first one was like 10, if I'm not
Two-thirds or something?
mistaken.
Yeah. It brought in $78.6 million, and I would have to say that I'm at least $5 or $20 of that, at least, So once we get past that, let's get into the actors for it. So
Kind of have to split this up a little bit because you have some live action actors.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
some voice actors.
The live action actors, we had Paige Turco. She was April O'Neil.
So she's the new April O'Neil from the first one. with
She
a different
replaced
version.
Judith Hogue.
Correct.
Which I guess,
But she kept this role after that.
Yeah,
into
she was
the
in part
third
3.
one,
yeah. She did a lot of television afterwards, like NYPD Blue, Party of 5, Rescue Me, things like that. Nothing really too crazy. David Warner, which he is probably like the biggest out of everybody in there.
Definitely
He's
the
a good
biggest
actor.
actor in this show, in this movie.
Yeah. Because, come on, he was on Tron, In the Mouth of Madness, which we've already done a podcast on.
Yep.
Time Bandits. God, he's done a lot of stuff.
Dude, it's all connected, man.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Come on,
I'm not
man.
gonna lie, I didn't recognize him at first, and when I watched, I was like, this guy is amazing at acting. Like
Yeah.
he actually is making that role really good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, I got to look him up. So I looked him up, and I was like, oh, it's that guy.
He's
just
the bad
younger.
guy from Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's kind of almost like the guy that plays Daniel Clamp for Gremlins 2. That guy's like in a shitload of stuff too. They're kind of in the same league. Then we got Ernie Reyes Jr. He played Keno.
It's Keno.
He was a delivery boy. He's been in a lot of stuff
Dude,
now.
That's another connection, man. He was in The Last Dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. He was on Red Sonja. He was on The Rundown, which was an awesome movie.
The Electric Knight.
Oh, The Rundown. I just watched that recently.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Nobody talks about that fucking movie
The Crisco Skull.
Crisco Skull.
That might be better.
Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Crisco
at least
Skull.
Harrison Ford might have got a little lube.
Hey.
You need it before you watch the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, at least we know how to survive a nuclear blast.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Surf Ninjas. He was on a lot of stuff. Toshiro Obata. He was Tatsu. He was in the first one, but he was also in Demolition Man.
And that's like Shredder's right-hand man, right?
Yeah.
That's the guy from the comics, too, right?
He's the
Right.
Shatterstar to his Megatron, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, Starscream.
Starscream.
Yeah. He was Starscream.
Well, who the fuck was Shatterstar?
That was a
person?
comic book.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from X-Force.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Starscream. My bad.
This dude,
Star's the guy with the
He's the
star tattoo on
He's
his
from Mojo World, just like Longshot.
World,
yeah. He was in Demolition Man, which I watched not too long ago. Showdown in Little Tokyo, which was one of the few Brandon Lee movies where he was kind of overshadowed by the...
Which one was it? Showdown in Tokyo?
Showdown in Little Tokyo. He was overshadowed by Dolph Lundgren's massive kicks.
The only other movie I can remember besides obviously The Crow is I think it was called Laser Force.
Laser Force, Showdown in Little Tokyo.
The other two I remember besides The Crow.
That's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
Pretty much about it. And then he was on The Shadow. The Shadow knows. Now, Francois Chow, he was the Shredder.
He was on your guys' Lost show, right?
Maybe?
Yeah, he was Dr. Pierre Chang.
Pierre Chang, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool.
He replaced the
I've never seen
original guy.
Lost.
Oh,
You're welcome, guys.
You don't really see his face,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, you don't really
I
get
don't
to
know.
see him.
Sure.
He actually, this was the coolest one that he did. He did the voice for Quick Kick in G.I. Joe.
Well, there you go.
Which was awesome. Now, this is a weird little fact too. In the last 5 movies, at least one person that's been in one of these was on a Walker Texas Ranger.
That's weird.
It's crazy. Everybody was on Walker Texas Ranger. It's crazy.
If we wanted 2 wimps, we would have named them Quinn and Medicine Woman. Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman.
Oh, Rapid Fire was the other
Rapid
Brandon
Fire,
Lee. Yeah,
that's
that
it.
was the other Brandon Lee
Maybe
movie,
that's
too.
the one I was
Yeah.
thinking of. Yeah.
Beverly Hills Ninja, Lethal Weapon 4. God, he was on so much stuff. And then, of course, one of the last live action besides Vanilla Ice was
Are you
Kevin
talking about
Nash.
the Super Shredder?
Yeah, Kevin Nash. He was
Big Daddy Diesel, baby. Coming up in here. Beep, beep.
he was such a big motherfucker. All right, now we'll break down.
Wait, is that his like wrestling thing?
Yeah, man, we're talking about Kevin Nash, man.
Yeah, well, I
That
didn't
was
know
his-
his wrestling.
He did a couple. He did, yeah. Give me some Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
The that's another connection, man. Dude, this movie really is the glue that sticks everything together.
Pretty
There's
much,
a little bit of something in there for everyone.
People had to get that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles money at the time. They were going after it.
This was before though his WWF run or whatever. So
yeah.
he's
He was
just a big guy.
dude. Yeah, big tall dude.
Yeah, I think he was in WCW for a little bit, but
NWO.
No, but before that, he was in WCW for a little bit. Then he got his push. And anyway, I digress.
He was part of the Outsiders.
They're like, we need a big fucking guy to sit in this suit.
yeah.
I'll do it.
And we'll shoot up, basically where they have the camera at the floor to
we'll
make
put it
him
on
look
the
even
floor.
bigger.
Yeah.
And then, of course, now we're breaking into the voice cast for it. Brian Tochi was Leonardo. He was actually, this is the coolest one. He was on Police Academy and Police Academy 3, and he was Takashi on Revenge of the Nerds. You remember whenever he's doing the little bitty deal and it's like, die cheat. And he's like, how are you doing? Takashi's like, I'm doing fucking great. It's like one of the best parts of the whole fucking movie. And then Robbie Riss was Michelangelo.
He was Oliver on the Brady Bunch.
Was he?
Yeah.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah. He was the kid that like moved. He wasn't like one of the Bradys, but he moved in with them or something.
You know what? There's a voice on here too that I think one of the guy that actually did the voice was a live actor in one of the first scenes too. I think.
Yeah, one of the guys with the ponytail or whatever in the newsroom. Wasn't he one of the guys as the
I think
voice?
so. Yeah. They kind of showed up in there for most of that stuff. Adam Carl was Donatello. Donatello, which he took over for
Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman in this one. Which
Did you guys see Corey Feldman in the Angels video that I sent you? That one link.
Yeah.
On the Good Morning America.
He was actually
I must have missed
not.
that.
He was not. He was actually here at Sunshine Studios not too long ago.
Yeah.
Thought about going to see him.
I would have went and saw him.
Yeah,
He learned all his dance moves from Michael Jackson. He said,
of course, right? Right.
It's a lot of grabbing and covering up his butt and mouth.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Dang.
I digress.
Lori Faso was Raphael. And was he the same Raphael that was in the first one? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then now we get to some serious chops right here. Because the guy that did Splinter's voice also did the voice of Elmo for all my life, 1985 to 2012.
Kevin Clash.
Yep, Kevin Clash.
Kevin Clash.
He also performed puppets for Labyrinth, Dinosaurs, Ubi, and other Muppet productions. Because this is Jim Henson production. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's dedicated to Jim Henson because he passed during the
in the making of this. Yeah.
And now the man of 1,000 voices is on this as well. Frank Welker.
Oh,
Frank Welker has probably the longest and largest
IMDb
database ever of everything that he's done. He's probably has 20,000 credits to his name. The dude just works all the time. And he did the voice of Toka and Razor,
which were these characters, and we'll get into that right now while we're talking about the characters.
Sure.
They had wanted originally to use Bebop and Rocksteady, but Eastman and Laird were like, no. And I think one of the reasons for that, there was some legal things because they were not created by Eastman and Laird.
No. Oh, okay.
They were created for the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Those two characters.
Yeah. And they were cool toys too.
Yeah, they were. I definitely had all the Ninja Turtles toys you can ask my mom.
Yeah, I remember on a birthday going to get a bunch.
I'm wondering if also part of it was the tone they were going for. Maybe they didn't want to have any part of that, maybe?
I think most of it had something to do with something legal.
Okay.
And
cool.
Eastman and Laird were just like, no.
Yeah.
Can't do
Which
that.
I can't blame them.
Well, they created these guys, and then we'll talk about them whenever we get to that part for it. But let's start this movie out. Now that you know the players and you know the production company.
You know the players, now you're going to get the game.
Now you're going to get the game. So basically, this happens a year after the events for the first film. And we kind of, whenever it opens up, it shows everybody eating pizza, even though they don't know the turtles exist. And they're kind of just throwing that out there like pizza is a way of life.
It is in New York in the 80s.
Yeah, it's all
90s.
cheese pizza. Like everybody's eating. Cops are eating
Come
it.
get your slice over here for
And
$1.
I will say, recently going to New York, they do have really good pizza.
Yeah.
But mine had stuff on it, and not everybody in New York was sitting around eating pizza. I was surprised.
Cheese pizza,
I was expecting it after seeing this movie.
Yeah, there's like dudes like eating like chumps and
Like
shit
the-
like that. Like they can't eat pizza.
The
and
couple
shit.
sitting on the fountain, drinking champagne and eating pizza. I was like, what?
Yeah, why? You're getting pulled by a horse-drawn carriage and you're eating pizza. What the fuck is that?
And then the cop is like cuffed to the guy and he's eating with the same cup.
Yeah. He's and both the cops are eating pizza, but except for the criminal is not.
Well, yeah, he's a fucking criminal. He doesn't get no pizza.
He doesn't get no pizza for it. And then that's when we get introduced to Keno. Yeah, like
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Ernie Reyes Jr. They go into the pizza shop, which is full. And,
I mean, it's a pizza place in New York City.
And everybody's
Yeah, it's
been
like-
eating pizza the whole time.
like Saturday night.
That's what else you gonna do?
I know,
You're in New
right?
York, gotta eat some pizza.
You gotta eat some pizza. And then, God, this is when Keno is like a real dick too, because
I think it was a deserved line.
yeah.
So as he's leaving with the pizza to deliver to April O'Neil, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
April's. She should just buy it wholesale.
Because, of course, the turtles are staying with her.
Yeah, as we find out.
Yeah.
But as he's leaving, he's like, "Which one of you lucky girls want to come ride with me today?" And she's like, "In your dreams," and he's like, "Yeah, in my dreams, she'll be a little bit thinner or something." And I was like, "Oh, that's so good. What a dick."
He totally
Fat shaming already.
Yeah,
That's right.
He insults a hard body.
Early on, fat shaming.
Yeah.
That girl wasn't fat, but she will be now.
Yeah.
That's how bad of a burn it was. She's going home and eating
It took
ice cream.
It took years to get to her.
Dude, this is so
She's
strange. Though,
bulimic now.
Yeah.
where he goes,
This
I
is
don't
awful.
I don't understand his like
Well,
mall.
what's crazy is he's on that white moped,
Yeah.
which that's like the second movie that we see a white moped and delivery boy from a pizza
that's
joint.
true.
And that was from
Right
our
in a
last
row.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's red though.
Connect and Deuces.
No, his is white in this one, I think. Yeah. And so like he shows up to April's apartment and then he just looks over and the worst criminals in the world have like all the stereo equipment.
There's like
toys
two
and shit.
vans like full of electronics.
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's go investigate.
Hey, I'm the pizza delivery guy. I better go check this out.
I'm not gonna
is a
lock
good
my
idea.
pizza up, right? So he gets down there, and then like the head bad guy like pulls his fucking pantyhose because there's like 3 dudes with pantyhose, right? And like he pulls his pantyhose above his face to get a good look at him.
So
What
you
the
just
fuck
showed-
is
just
that?
showed him your
So
face.
why would
Yeah.
you wear the pantyhose?
Yeah. I mean, why are you hiding?
The,
and then he's
this
like,
place is weird though.
Yeah,
I
no, it's
I don't
like-
understand this
It's
underground
like
mall
it's
thing.
well, most malls have like the corridors and things in back that you don't go to.
that was like the
unless you
freight
work
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that, but
so I
this
think
is,
that's what this is really, but it opens to
it's
where
just strange
the
where it's
eatery
on
is.
like New York, like would have that in the middle of New York brownstones and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's
all.
New York,
Yeah,
right?
it's like the freight entrance
Yeah.
is where they
but
bring
who
in
knows?
product.
Who
Yeah.
knows? But it does seem a little out of place. I see where you're going.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It was a cool set.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a
It's
good
like,
idea.
it's clearly,
we've got this, so we might as well use it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
clearly like a Jim Henson built set or whoever did it. You know?
Well, there's a toy store and then like a
Sandwich
deli
shop. Yeah.
and like a clothing place.
Yeah.
And then that's when Ernie Reyes Jr. kicks everybody's ass.
Well,
like
he kicks those first 3 or 4 dudes' ass.
Yeah, and then like 20 other dudes show up.
And he's like, what do I do now?
What I'm thinking
Turtles.
is, what I'm thinking is how are they all going to get inside those vans when they're full of fucking product, right? Like
Some
for
of
real.
them will be walking home.
Yeah,
sir.
they're
They
like,
will be taking
just
in
take the bus, eh?
well before Uber.
Yes.
Here's some change.
Yeah, here's some change for the subway. Don't
I'd
jump
probably
the
just take
turnstiles.
the masks off and run. They won't recognize us.
They won't recognize us without the pantyhose on our head. And that's when the turtles come in and kick everybody's ass. Registered
Yeah.
trademark Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I love the opening, that pause,
Yeah,
and
they-
the copyright's right on it.
Yes. Copyright that's the only time I've ever seen a copyright
In a movie title.
on a movie fucking title ever. And I don't think it's ever been happen again. And if you're listening, if you can find another one, send us a link
Please,
to
yeah,
it.
please.
Cause I would love to see that. Cause that's very, very like, I guess it's ostentatious.
Yes. I do love the part when I don't remember which turtle it is using the leather belt to fight, and he's like singing Rawhide
Yeah.
and stuff, and he's like,
Smacking him.
cowboy,
Yeah.
ninja.
I like when Donnie's he's like the clown.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
And then, of course, the whole fight ends up with combat cold cuts.
Yes,
As he starts using the sausages or whatever
Yeah,
for
sausage
nunchucks.
The sausages.
Sausages.
Do they taste like sausages?
Yeah, they kick the shit out of all those dudes, and then Kino's still in the trash can because they hide him,
Yeah.
even though they just saw him.
They just
kick
pick
their
him
ass.
up and like put a
sheet
sheet around
over
him
him,
and
yeah.
stick him in a trash can.
I know. Dicks.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they want to protect him,
Yeah.
or do they?
But then, of course, he goes and checks his pizzas.
And they're
And
gone.
they're gone, but there's cash there.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. They're like the pizzas were for them.
Where do they put
mysteriously?
Where do they put the cash?
In
Turtle
their,
pocket.
in their,
Turtle pocket.
in their in their
I bet
shell
I bet
somewhere.
they fucking took it out of the register.
That would be a good idea. They're like, hey, we got pizza for the next 3 weeks. Yoink.
Just give them this.
Give them some cold cuts.
We can't just take the pizzas.
How hard is that pizza where you can?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Michelangelo almost messes up a couple of times telling Kino that they saw him from across this, and they're like, no, well, we were looking at you from, no. And then like, they're like, don't worry, go call the cops and we'll tie
Which
these
is a
dudes
bad
up.
thing to do because we already know Kino's such a great detective. He uncovered this plot.
Yeah, I know.
Kino.
He already figured it out. And then, then we get to see the turtles celebrating, saying shit like fucking,
Cowabunga.
All right.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Ostentatious.
yeah. They say weird shit. And they're in April's apartment because they're living there. But we get to see April come in, and this is the first glimpse of the new April, too, because she's carrying groceries.
Right.
Why
I
does she
love
need to
that.
carry groceries?
I love that generic movie grocery bag with like the bread sticking out and like the lettuce hanging out the side. I love it.
The
It's a brown
interaction
bag.
outside her house with the neighbors.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
was
think
weird.
that was one of the original. I think that's the guy that does the voice for the Michelangelo.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I
okay.
may be wrong, but it sounds like his voice.
It could
to
be.
me. It might be the original guy that does it because
with
he's
all that working out up there, the
Yeah.
aerobics.
Yeah, you're doing
hardcore
it.
aerobics.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and even his wife's like, "What are you doing? Why are you talking to her that way?"
Yeah, because are you hitting
It's
on her
April
right in front of
O'Neil. God.
Because I felt like he was.
you? Boing, boing.
Yeah, well, Yeah, then we get the turtles coming in after April gets back in and like pulls out all
She
of
cleans
their...
up all their shit.
Yeah, she names everybody from what it is.
The rat's
too.
the cleanest one.
Yeah, the rat's the cleanest one out of all of them. And then she goes, puts her hairs upstairs, into a bun or something like that, and then comes down, and then they're all like partying again. Still,
they come in through the window. They come in through the window. They're like, "Yeah, all right, radical dude." Whoa.
Except for, wasn't it Donatello that can't say anything that makes sense?
Yeah, he never can. Even though he's the smartest one, he can't
Right.
say shit.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah,
I don't have a word.
Yeah, he always fucks up. And then of course you get that interaction because Splinter comes down because they're talking about Shredder and shit like that. How they defeated Shredder. No, they shouldn't be hiding anymore and blah 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 blah. Right?
Right, because they're always trying to hide their identities, like almost vigilante.
But they're
superheroes.
ninjas, so
Yeah.
they work in secret. They work in the shadows.
Yeah.
So they can't be seen.
Those all the pizza we see, it's like real thick in this part, and they're all props. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like these
100%.
plastic. Like it's really funny when he catches it on the sign stuff. And
Yeah, and they're 15 years old at this point too, right? So it's been 15 years since they got transformed by the Ooze. So they were, I guess, 14 years old in the first movie.
Sure.
But this is where they find out, right? Like,
Yeah,
because they didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know. That comes up a little bit later. After.
I love the animation sequence in the first one though. Dun, 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 and then he's like the little rats and the little turtles talking.
Yeah. Pizza. Yeah, well, of course, after they get done talking about how Shredder is defeated and they go through their little hijinks and shit like that.
They cut to
inside
that
the
junkyard.
Yeah, and then they're in the junkyard. Now, in the junkyard, I mean, that's the fallback point for all of the Foot Clan and shit like that. And I mean, did Shredder know that he was going to end up in the junkyard?
No, that's how they defeated him in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they threw him into the back of the deal. Did he just like lay and wait and just wake up as soon
They
as like
just
he got
dumped him in the dump. They just brought him to the
Now
dump.
he's back.
Yeah, he's like,
And it's
"Ugh."
the
I love
junkiest of junkyards.
This shot where his hand comes out and you can see like the cup come down and all the noise it makes. It's like generic like garbage noise.
Yeah, but what is he reaching for? Like, is he reaching
Life.
for the power of the sun? You know, he's like,
it's nighttime, so no.
yeah. So
but-
you know he's back.
Yeah, I think you know now Shredder lives.
Well, they're in basically like Fat Albert's house at the fucking in the junkyard and shit.
Hey.
Yeah, it's like the junkyard fucking clubhouse and shit like that. It's got a stink out.
I
there and shit.
100% thought the guy with the blonde mullet was Ryan Reynolds. Wait till he turns around, dude.
I know. Yeah, I mean, it looks really close.
This is what actually is the prequel to Mad Max.
See,
Oh
look,
yeah,
look. Young Ryan Reynolds.
Young Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
almost
But
kind of
it's
looks
not,
like it. Yeah,
not that I know of.
because in the first one wasn't Home Dude in it. The guy that was in Moon. What was that?
Sam
guy's
Rockwell
name? Yeah,
did
Sam
have a
Rockwell.
cameo. He was
Yeah.
one of the
That was his like first movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, now of
So
course.
now we get to see his right hand man like saying, "Hey, I'm
Tattoo.
taking the lead."
Yeah, it's my turn now.
This is his Starscream Megatron moment,
yeah. He's about to get the crown.
right? And
The
then
tattoo, right, or something? Tattoo.
Tatsu or Tatsu,
Tatsu, yeah,
Tatsuo or whatever.
whatever. Who gives a shit?
He's a Foot Clan, secondhand dude. He's a bad motherfucker, but yet, I mean, he couldn't beat the Turtles either.
He's not a Shredder badass.
No, he's not
No,
Shredder.
Because when Shredder shows up, he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, he's like, whoa.
I'm a little bitch."
He kind of pisses his pants a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Gets his,
Along with the rest of them too, because I
gets
don't
his
think they're.
helmet going.
Yeah, because I really don't think the rest of the Foot Clan has ever really met fucking Shredder.
No,
until
they're
then.
all just like underling kid thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they all
probably
got rounded up. Most of them did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are the leftovers. you know?
Leftovers and new ones.
and new recruits.
Yeah. So revenge is a dish that they're going to try to serve cold from Fat Albert's Playhouse. So then of course April's on the job. April's there, going through like some toxic waste cleanup. I mean,
So this company, Techno Global Research Industries,
TGRI.
which we see
TGRI.
throughout the rest of the
Yes.
movie, the TGRI, Professor Jordan Perry, about the waste. So it was waste that their company actually leaked,
Right.
and now they're cleaning it
Now
up.
they're cleaning
Yes.
it up.
Yes.
David Warner's character is introduced here.
Yeah.
And April's interviewing him for the news or whatever.
Well, they also allude at Fat Albert's clubhouse too that they need to get somebody on the inside to follow the actual April O'Neil because she knows where the turtles are because they fought them at April O'Neil's junk shop to
Right.
begin with. You know what I mean? So that's a good shot.
Yeah.
And so so we don't really get to see who that guy is, and they don't really draw it out that much because, like, in this scene, they actually do figure it out. They show who the bad guy is. It's following. It's like the dude's first day.
Oh, the cameraman.
Like
the cameraman's on there.
The cameraman, yeah.
But when we go back here first to the apartment and the turtles are watching it, that really cool scene, I never noticed that when he throws the book, the TV guide out of Raph's hand, it lands on the table in the side.
Like
you know what I
perfectly,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when Leo grabs it.
Like, what is Michelangelo eating in this scene, too? Like a bit of honey or
butter-
some shit like
no,
that?
Butterfinger,
Was
man.
it a Butterfinger
I think
or
it's
is
a
it a
Butterfinger.
Chico stick? It looks like a Chico stick,
Maybe.
you know what I mean? So, yeah, TGRI is like, that's who, like, if you knew any of the, like, Turtles comic books or TV shows or anything like that, you knew that was, and I think they even changed the name, too. It wasn't originally TGRI, too. For the movie, I think it was.
I don't know, but the techno would allude to like the Technodrome, and
Yeah,
I think they were originally going to make the doctor guy, David Warner's character, like a robot or whatever. Because remember those little things that run around and chomp
Baxter
on them?
Stockman.
Yeah.
Baxter Stockman was the dude that like turned into a fly. At
That
one
would have
point.
been cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who they should have. That's who the character they should have done. But
Right. So, like, I mean, you kind of get the aloofness of David Warner's, scientist character is like, oh, I'm smart, but I don't know which way is up.
Well, he doesn't want to talk to the
he
press.
doesn't want to talk about
Yeah.
it. As soon as she mentions that, he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I got
Yeah.
something
And
to do
he's like, later.
And that's
Like-
where those people find the giant dandelions.
I know, right? Those actually look pretty good.
The
too.
coolest prop ever.
Yeah.
Dandelions.
They break
Yeah.
off so easy.
Yeah, I know. Well, they're dandelions, so I mean, make
seriously,
a wish.
like even then, if the stem was that thick, they're just like pink.
Yeah, they break it pretty easily and try to hide it with all this other construction going around. Because where the hell are they too? That they're like, this is it an old
know.
factory or some
New
shit?
Jersey, maybe.
Yeah. It's outside
probably
of
where it's
the Buckaroo Banzai headquarters.
Right?
And this is also where we see the guy that the foot snuck in. He's paying extra attention, and then he's going to sneak off to like that same spot.
Yeah, he goes back to the Fat Albert Clubhouse.
You know that nerdy guy from Silicon Valley?
Yeah,
I feel like that's his brother.
almost right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it very well
Yeah.
could be. Yeah,
The older brother.
Yeah,
picks on him.
something. He has that weird look to him.
Yeah,
Not weird
yeah.
in a bad way, but
Well, he's a ninja though too, so
Right.
he's in disguise without his disguise on. Weird. Yeah, so yeah, they kind of talk more about it, and this is where basically like doesn't Shredder after this, or not Shredder, but Splinter basically starts. He tells them where they actually came from because they already know everything like that, right?
Oh yeah, he's like, sons, we must go on the roof and talk.
Yeah. So, and then of course, the Shredder and all the other dudes have already put 2 and 2 together, and they're going to get more of that nuclear waste.
Yeah, that's what
to make their own turtles and
the
shit.
guy who snuck back brings it to Shredder, and he's like, this is not what I asked you to do, but this is better.
It's better.
And he has this stupid fucking shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah. He's a sweater.
Yeah. But yeah, then Splinter's like, okay.
Yeah, let me tell you. And then he has, they go from their underground lair. Does he carry that in a bag with him to April's place?
It's like wrapped in a
Yeah,
cloth.
why wouldn't he leave that there and be like, hey, let's go back to our old headquarters and just go look at something real quick,
The foot knows where it's at. You
Yeah,
can't go
but
back.
still, yeah. The turtles are still up to their antics, of
Well,
course.
they're cleaning.
Yeah,
They're going to surprise April.
Yeah.
Oh, right, back at the
they're trying
April's
to.
apartment.
Yeah.
Mop dancing, making out.
Wax
stuff.
on,
Yeah.
wax off, wax on. I think I saw this before I saw Karate Kid.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I mean?
So you didn't get the reference.
I mean, I eventually did. You
Well,
know.
no, I'm saying if
Yeah.
yeah.
As a
Initially.
younger kid, I was like, "Oh, that's Michelangelo."
What I noticed on this and on the last watch through, I was kind of because the actors that are underneath the turtle masks and everything, they can't see that well. But what is amazing about them is more so is like on the first one, because in the first one they were blind. On this one, I think they could see a little bit better.
Yeah.
This one, you can tell that everything is 100% practiced as far as like handing coffee to people or putting salt on their pizza or doing whatever. I mean,
Jumping off boxes.
literally, yeah, they're kind of blind in these suits, but yet the actors that are doing it don't really fuck up too much.
No.
You know what I mean?
Well,
If they're not
I was
going to show it
gonna
on
say,
screen,
yeah,
but
there's probably a reel out there somewhere.
yeah, of all they're bumping into shit like stormtroopers, not being able to see shit.
Like
But
their
you-
mouths just going up.
yeah.
So this is where we get to the rooftop,
Yeah.
where we have the conversation. We find out that the mutanogen, or the ooze as he calls it, that changed them was created by TGRI.
Mm-hmm.
Techno Global Research Industry.
So so then they get the bright idea, just like the Shredder and the rest of the Foot Clan do, and they're going to go after that shit. So already they're set for a clash, maybe a Kevin clash. I don't know.
Ooh. I see what you did
At
there.
the research place, So they're basically like, all right, we're going to have to go there. We're going to go grab some of that or destroy it, or what was their plan on?
They just wanted to get it.
They just wanted to get it, I think.
What were they going to do with it, though?
Just take it out of anyone.
So nobody else can use it.
Yeah, no one else can use
Yeah,
it.
so I just don't understand why they wanted to go there and, like, check it out. You know what I mean?
To see if it was there.
Yeah, I think so.
To see if the ooze is.
I mean,
let's go back and check it out.
Yeah, this is a turtle film, dude. Let's not go too deep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're talking about you're trying to apply
this
logic.
Isn't Donnie Brasco.
You're trying to apply logic to giant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. You gotta suspend disbelief.
So then, you get
ninjas.
You get David Warner's character there, like doing the ooze thing, and then the Foot actually gets there a little bit before the Turtles.
Right.
They kind of they lay in wait?
Yeah, because they take David Warner's character and kidnap him, and it's like,
yeah, they're
the Slurpee's coming up, like the ooze is filling into the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, because like the Turtles, like
like that.
they show up to like an empty room, right?
Yeah.
And then they go through the computer screen. And this is another thing that I think about too: is
How
is
awesome that computer screen was.
Well, no, how does a fucking Ninja Turtle with 3 fingers and their finger is as big as a hand type on a fucking typewriter?
They don't.
How the fuck does that work? You know what I mean? Like you couldn't even hit the arrow buttons. It would be like they would be hitting it and everything would shut down. He even says it too. He even says it in this. He's like, "Well, I could look for this, but it might destroy the whole system."
Yeah, it's like so generic. Like,
yeah. It turns into a fucking video game and shit.
But yeah, they get there a little bit after the Foot takes the doctor. So now they got whatever his name, Dr. Pete or something. Pete something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jordan Perry.
David Warner's character, the doctor.
Professor Jordan Perry.
Professor Perry. And so they get into this huge arcade looking thing. Mike's like, where do I put the quarter?
Yeah,
whoa, this is like a video game in 3D.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole set is actually pretty cool in this too.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
It reminds me of like a 1960s sci-fi set.
Or something for like somebody's To the Earth, to the Moon or some shit.
Yeah.
This Island Earth.
Yeah. But then they get into that big ass fight.
Yeah, big old fight, and then football with the can of ooze.
Yeah.
They even do a huddle at one point.
Yes, they do.
And the rest of the foot's just like letting them do it.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, guys, huddle." And I'm surprised one of them didn't say like, "Hey, we can hear you." Because they're like, "You go left, you go right, and I'll go up the center." And they're
But
like,
it works.
"We can hear you."
We're right here, guys.
Yeah. She's like less than 5 feet away from us, dudes. What the hell is this? Yeah, but then they still make off with the actual fucking ooze too, right?
Yeah, they play
Well, we find out that that's the last ooze because all
Yeah.
the rest of them have been disposed of.
in the computer, yeah. And
It's
then
the last active one.
they play football with it. Donnie falls over in a chair.
Yep.
And then the clan, the Foot get away with it real quick, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah, so the turtles lose.
Well,
Really.
yeah, they
do. They lose.
Yeah, they lose the first time.
Yep.
You know, the first
As
rebattle.
you should.
Yeah, rebattle with so they could regroup and get better. Of course, I just still can't see how they can type with one big giant fucking dildo finger. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
How the fuck does that work? Right?
They don't come together though. Raph splits eventually with them.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah,
To go with Kino.
yeah. Because the fight that they have is pretty awesome, though. I mean, they do like kick everybody's ass, and they still lose. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we got coming after?
So after that, that's when Kino shows up at the apartment.
Yeah, he's like, Kino, let me in.
And he's like,
Leo.
shows up like he's delivering a pizza, even though she didn't order a pizza.
It was for the guy next door.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
because he's uncovered, of
It's a
course,
little-
with his secret sleuth powers that the turtles are living with April O'Neil.
It's a little crazy because he's just going at the knob. Like,
Yeah, like I'm just coming in.
Yeah, like I'm just coming in. I'm not dressed.
That's why I'm coming in.
Oh shit.
He's a boy.
Yeah, boing. Yeah, so then he comes in and he's like, pizza, or they turn around and then he's there, and then they have to, they're like, oh, this is what's going on. You know?
Well, doesn't he like stamps on like Raph's foot or some shit like that? Raphael's foot. Like, because he sees the foot because they're ninjas. They've disappeared behind the couch.
Hide.
Yeah, they all jump into various spots in the apartment.
He goes by the.
I'm behind screen.
Yeah, this is a changing screen in my living room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Typical 90s,
Oh,
decor.
yeah, the changing screen, over in the corner.
And his foot sticking out. Dumb ninja. Should have taken one step back. And
he's still only 15, though.
I know, right? He's still learning.
So then we go back to Shredder's hideout, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they're going to make this snapping turtle and this wolf.
But you don't get to see who they are.
Right.
Yeah, at the very first.
That's true.
You just know that they're like sitting in a bucket somewhere, and he's like pouring that fucking green shit on them.
Right.
Oh yeah, they're behind like a makeshift junkyard wall, and he puts the tube in, and it's like, there goes the slushy in there.
Yeah. It's just like in a fucking dog bowl or some shit.
Or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's another one of Fat Albert's mysteries.
Yeah.
That would be a great TV show.
Yeah, I think
Fat Albert Mysteries.
I don't think that's going to happen now, sir.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen now.
Fat Albert Mysteries?
Yeah, I think somebody's going to be like, not a Bill Cosby show.
No. It's Fat Albert. It's Fat Albert and Scooby-Doo together for the first time.
I'm just saying
for the last time.
Probably not going to happen.
Yeah. It's Fat Albert, the king of New York.
Yeah, baby.
Running shit.
And then the turtles, of course, start looking for a new home.
Yep, they have to find a new home, so they sneak out in the dead of night and go down into the sewer while it's raining, which is pretty cool. It's like a cool New York scene. I like that part where they jump down.
Yeah.
When they're under the ground, and it's like just leaves in this giant hallway. What is that even what it would be like down there?
I don't know. I've never been to the New York sewers, but I would imagine that it would just be
I
full
heard
of
there's
trash.
giant crocodiles.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I would just hear. Yeah, I would think
New
there'd
York
be
City alligators, sewer
snakes and
alligators,
shit.
yeah.
Anacondas,
The
My anaconda don't
rhinos.
shit. The sewers I've been in, the sewers that I've been in are not like that.
Yeah, yeah. The ones that I've been in, no,
I've been
they're
in
very
sewers
small.
in the Midwest.
Yeah, they're
very small for just rainwater, not for people to live in like this.
And then that's when Raph splits.
Right, and they basically defy Splinter and decide to put Kino into the Foot Clan.
Well, before that, they find their really cool new hideout. It's that extra
subway station.
Yeah, it's like full of like an old school.
It's
like
awesome.
It's basically where they found the old tube station that they found in Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah,
like they, instead of going through the ground and shit like that, they actually go through like Michelangelo falls down and shit like that.
After Raph leaves, he falls down a hole, and they're like, "Oh," but he's like, "Hey, come down here," and it's like this super badass stair set, and like I don't know, I thought I liked this set. There's a train in it.
Yeah, they have their own like caboose.
Yeah, that they can make into different rooms and such and like that. But they find it, and Raph goes off, and then they call April. I think that's where you can see one of the guys that does the voices, I believe, of one of the characters.
When she's when he's like, you better start concentrating on your job. And she's like,
it's some guy named Don. Says his name's Don.
It's like, tell him I'll call him back. Yeah. And then
Donnie's just walking around with a payphone in his hand. Somehow he's rigged it up to like make calls down there in the underground New York somewhere.
He's a technical genius.
That's true.
Turtle thieves and shit. You know what I mean? Like they can thieve and do whatever they want to at that point. Because they're badass underground turtles.
Yeah, where do they
steal
get this?
power? They steal phone
shit?
lines. They steal everything.
They're the world's most awesome fighting team.
Yeah.
They're really hip.
Yeah.
They are cool. There's even a Bart Simpson glass in this.
I noticed that too. Right after, whenever Kino's trying to infiltrate the Foot and Raphael's helping him, who else is in that scene? There's a very famous dude that's in that scene.
I don't know.
Friend of the show. He played Spawn. The guy that played Spawn,
Michael J. White.
No way.
Yeah, he's one of the guys trying out for the Foot Clan.
Oh,
you only see him
right,
outside.
That's right.
Whenever the dude comes up and he's like, "You guys need to listen to this." You know,
That's the kid from the Christmas Story. The bully.
But it's not.
I know, but he grew
Just
up.
for clarity for the listeners.
Not the actor, but he's wearing the same hat and he's got the same hair.
Yeah, he just kind of comes up and he's like,
guys.
"Listen, you guys, there's some rules you just got to follow here.
You got to pass the test.
Yeah, so they get into, and like Kino's kicking some dude's ass, getting his ass whooped. But then one of the main dudes comes up and is like, "You're the only one that is ready for the final trials, right?" Like they got all the other dudes, and Michael Jai White is like a badass anyway. Yeah. He doesn't make it that far. You know, that kind of sucks for him, right? Maybe he's a low-level Foot Clan dude, something, I don't know. And then they
get the purple suit.
Yeah, they do the they do the
you are fodder.
Yeah, where they got to get the what is it shit?
Oh, it's like a mannequin with bells all over it, and the
but
guy's
they can't
like,
make a sound.
He can't make a sound, and he drops the smoke bomb, so they have to get it all off.
Because they work in his Raphael that gets them all. You know, and they're like, "Oh my God, he got all of them."
You think it'd be harder to hide it? I know he's a ninja, but he does get into that office or that warehouse behind the boxes awfully
pretty
smoothly.
easy. He's a ninja though, so it's suspend disbelief.
I like Raph. He's cool.
Yeah. So he gets captured.
Well, they go back to Fat Albert's clubhouse. They go back over to the clubhouse, and he's like,
junkyard.
Go get your Foot Clan gear, and you know we got practice here in a minute or some shit like that."
So what's
right?
the first thing he does? Goes right over to the turtle that's also in there somehow, and they talk really, really loudly.
Yeah, exactly. Like he could be hidden in broad daylight in a junkyard.
Yeah,
somehow I guess you know.
And it's a cool set too. The walls look really cool. I don't know how they did that, but it's all built up like. I don't know. It's kind of comic booky and
it's straight out of Walking Dead season 4.
Sure.
Season 6, where they actually had like junkyard people.
And so they have
it's kind of built the same.
I remember those people.
Yeah.
It's kind of built the same way.
They have a little skirmish there, and Kino gets away, and that's where he runs up to the door, and he's pounding on the beep beep beeper. And he's like, "Yeah, Kino, it's me, Kino." That's where you can pull that soundbite from. And you know,
come on.
They got Raph. So they're gonna go.
So they go walk right into a trap.
Yep, and back at the junkyard at night.
Yeah, so they're there, and then like they capture them with a net, like fucking Return of the Jedi style.
Yeah,
they get them with a fucking net. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like a badass net, right? They don't have R2-D2 to save them.
Yeah, and some guy broke his ankle when they dropped it in that shot when it falls later.
Oh, for real?
Yes, one of the stuntmen actually broke his ankle.
In Return of the Jedi?
No, in this movie, Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze.
That's the movie we're covering today.
Yes, not Return of the Jedi.
No.
Okay.
The net they're in is really thick, though. Yeah, so they sneak up really stupidly, like, what?
Yeah, but then
they're
they
each moving up.
They do that running joke. It's like, it's a little too quiet.
Yeah.
It's like, there's Raphael. It's a little too Raphael.
Yeah, I actually laughed.
That was awesome. Yeah, because he's taped up, obviously, for bait. You know?
Yeah. So, I mean, David Warner's letting them know that he's like, they're babies.
Because the snapping turtle and Wolf,
Toka
and Razor?
Yeah, when they were fighting.
Razor. Get back, I am Razor.
So they come out and they're just stupid, like mama. You know?
They're imprinting with Shredder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Hubcap having some weird metal.
He's just gonna like murder them. He's like, let's just get rid of these dumb things, take them out back and shoot them. And the doctor guy's like, here, check it out. They can lift stuff. They're really heavy.
They're real strong.
You might want to use that later.
We're gonna keep them.
Yeah.
You know. So but then this is where they get into their first fight with them too, because they're in like another subset of the Fat Albert complex, and it's just for them. You know what I mean? Like
Fat Albert complex.
The Fat Albert complex. You know, the other Fat Albert dudes like Dumb Donald and shit are just still chilling, watching TV, playing Nintendo and shit. You know what I mean?
Then Grease Lightning shows up.
Yeah. Well, we've already talked about this part of it too. You guys.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, of course, whenever they get in that first fight, all of the turtles are like fucking. They think that they can really take them. They're like, we're fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We could take these dudes out.
Yeah, right.
So they go and like kick. One of them kicks the fucking Toka, right? Or who's the fucking the wolf dog?
I think that's Razor.
Yeah, that's Razor.
Is it Razor?
Toka and Razor. Toka is the snapping turtle.
Oh,
Razor.
okay.
Oh wait, no, it's the other way around.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Razor is the snapping turtle.
Yeah, so even Donatello walks up with his bow staff and like hits him in the chest and it shakes him like so bad it's like you know what I mean?
Dude, sometimes when they're hitting each other, you can hear the hollow like costume. Yeah, I swear.
Well, and I mean then because I mean this the setup before this was they actually what was it? They sent them out after their fight because they escaped through the sewer. Michelangelo finds the sewer and then actually gets to jump down inside of it, right?
Right, and then whatever one of them, Toka, gets stuck and he like tickles his feet.
Yeah, he tickles his feet and shit like that. But they did rescue the fucking professor.
They did rescue
know?
the professor.
So they get him. They take him back to the old Ghostbusters
to the substation.
Yeah, the substation. And
honestly, when they're fighting, right, and they're about to release him, they run over there, or one of them runs over there and just has the time of the in the world to actually release him.
Yeah.
You know? When you're sitting there, you're like, all of these bad guys, and how they just standing there with nothing and nobody coming over to them.
There's nothing to do.
Yeah, he's like, joke. Cover his mouth again.
Yeah, he gets, well, when they're rescuing Raph.
When they're talking about a turtle in the middle.
Yeah. When they rip the tape off and he's like, ow! And then he starts bitching and he puts it back on his face. Yeah. But one of them gets thrown halfway across the fucking junkyard, right?
Donnie gets thrown into the building where the where the doctor is. And then he's like, ow, that hurt. And then the guy's right over there and he's like, oh, I'll rescue you.
Hey, you're the doctor.
I thought that's what you're talking about. Like there's no one watching the doctor.
Yeah.
Like,
or that too. Yeah. That's another one.
Yeah. Well, they get him out, right? And then they go go downstairs and they're there kind of creating their own like super anti-serum. Anti-ooze or whatever the fuck.
This is the part where he explains to him that it was an accident that was made too.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
disappointed,
our reason for being.
Yeah, so we were in accident too.
Yeah, he's real disappointed.
Yeah, because they wanted to actually be something more but they are special and they don't realize it. Dumb turtles.
Stupid turtle.
Are they related to that snapping turtle somehow?
No. They just pulled that one out of a Petco or somewhere.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I'm sure they pulled it out of the East River.
Yeah, they got that snapping turtle from a Petco in fucking.
I don't think you can get snapping turtles from a Petco. You can get them from the Illinois River.
There you go.
You can try.
Yeah, that motherfucker had spikes on his back and shit too. So they're basically trying to figure out a way to administer an anti-fucking serum or whatnot for Toka and Razor, and then what is it? That's where the Bart Simpson cup is.
Yeah.
Too, because it's a big ass fucking cup too. That's like
a mug,
like a 32-ounce cup.
Yeah.
Don't have a cow, man. I mean, it was like a big ass cup. And I always noticed that too. I was like, oh, there's Bart Simpson. And that was if this was in 91, they were just starting out being really big.
Yeah, they were really big.
It was before you could get all the rip-off t-shirts of Bart Simpson on a skateboard.
I disagree. I think you could go to any state fair and get those.
Yeah, I know,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, you would say in Spanish, don't have a cow, senor.
I just remember there was always one with him.
Alberto.
The knockoff one with him like planted in a person's butt. And it would say "crack kills," and I'm like,
God,
I don't think
I've ever seen that.
God, state fairs, you suck.
All I remember from the state fairs was like the Buns and Roses pictures. Yeah, it was Buns and Roses.
You know how many little mirrors I bought that I won from a state fair?
I won so many. I hid them in my closet because I thought my parents would not like them. And then my mom found them. She was like, "I don't care if you have these." Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Oh, well,
Buns and Roses on my wall. Bam.
The other good thing about state fairs and county fairs was that you could buy bladed weapons and be like 10.
Oh yeah,
dude,
throwing stars.
Yeah,
those
shit.
guys did not care.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you could win. You could win a switchblade.
Buy a sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the South Park episode.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was childhood growing up. Yeah, that was at the same time. So anyway, we digress.
Yes.
We digress. So,
is this where Shredder unleashes Razor and Taka into like a neighborhood, right?
Yeah, it's like an alley.
And jacks them all up a little bit.
Yeah.
Even the couple's like, what are those two giant animals doing over there? And like, well, if they come over, he's like, what are we going to do if they come over here? Well, they're not taking our cab.
Yeah.
What?
New York's hardcore. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Even the cab driver's like, not in a hurry.
No.
Like some of their jabs and some of their quick jokes are funny, and then some are like, ooh.
Ooh. Why did you throw that in there? They mix they basically unleash them out on the city and they bite a telephone pole. The other dude knocks one over and like create some postal fucking, federal offenses.
for sure. He's going to prison.
Yeah. Stealing mail and shit, stealing people's mail and stuff. You're going to piss some
then
people
they
off.
send him a message, right? And they're like, we're going to unleash him in Central Park.
Oh, yeah, with people in midnight.
People, yeah.
Because there's like 12 people out there at midnight. It's Central Park because nobody wants to go there that late anyway. Yeah, so they got to mix that serum because David Warner, the doctor, Dr. Pete, was it Dr. What is
Perry,
his name?
Dr. Perry.
Perry.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's no Pete involved in his name, actually. That's not even his first name.
Pete Perry, the doctor. So yeah, they got to mix up that serum that looks like fucking shit too. It looks like it looks like pimento cheese melted. You know what I mean? It looks gross.
Yeah.
And they got to administer it orally somehow, to these fucking giant
Maybe
creatures.
it's because they spilt the pizza in there.
Toka and
So it
raised
comes out like
Well, and that's what confuses me too, because Michelangelo's like, let's put it in an ice cube. What?
Yeah.
Who the fuck would even fall for that? But then their clever idea, because they go meet them at the construction site, is to put the ice cubes in a fucking donut.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just inject it like a jelly or some shit? You know what I mean? They make it an ice cube into
They don't really know a lot about donut physics.
Oh, they're pizza. They're
They're
dudes.
pizza people.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
all
why
they
didn't
know.
they put it on a pizza pie? You know what I mean? But they
Pizza
would have
pie,
probably
yeah.
eaten it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then they would have passed out or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because what is
Can't
this?
resist.
So is the serum basically supposed to like knock them out? What is it supposed to
I think
do?
it's supposed to
Supposed to
turn them back.
Yeah, just
Reverse,
turn them back, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So
right.
then you just have a wolf and a,
Still very good predators.
Yeah.
maybe
yeah.
not the snapping turtle. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
yeah.
too scared unless I was like in the water and I couldn't get up or something.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
you
yeah.
try and pick that thing up.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm
That's
just
my
kidding.
point.
Just walk away.
Just
Just
walk
walk
away.
away. Just walk away.
What's gonna happen?
That's what you do to turtles
Yeah.
when they are aggressive.
He doesn't run.
Just walk.
You can ask Mr. Nugget. She lives upstairs.
Aw.
She's
Well-
the first transgender member of our family.
Oh,
Her name was Mr. Nugget, and then she laid eggs like 2 years later. We're like, we're accepting. We
Still Nugget.
support that. That's fine, Mr. Nugget. We'll still call you Mr. Nugget. It's fine.
A miracle.
Have you seen that interview? Remember the concert turtle thing that they did?
Oh yeah.
Coming out of their shells.
Mhm.
I think they did an interview on like Oprah or
Oh, man, they
Sally
were
Jesse
everywhere.
Callie Raphael or whatever.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
And
The red glasses.
they're like, "Do you have a crush on April?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know how that would work," or something really like inappropriate.
No,
That-
seriously, like, can you explain it?
Yeah, that was something that I was thinking about too, is how, because they're
No,
the
he
only and the last turtles ever, right? So like they can't procreate. They're gonna eventually get old and die.
Yeah, they say something about interspecies I don't think we can do an interspecies relationship or something like that.
Well, as you find out in the cartoons, there's like 1 bazillion of these kind of like mutant
Yeah.
creatures
Yeah,
out there.
there's
So
a
I'm
ton.
sure they find some girl turtles at some point if they haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened for the chipmunks.
Right. Yeah. Indiana
Alvin?
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do you think that they would ever have brought a character like that into the movies later?
No,
They would've kept making them?
No.
Who do you
Well,
think
they
would
would have had to
done?
do it in the cartoon series first, but they've already had like 20 cartoon series, all Nickelodeon owned. So
Yeah, they have the rights.
So
now.
they try to trick him.
So yeah,
And then
so
he
this-
throws, like, they figure out it's a trick.
Yeah, but they eat one donut.
They do eat one donut, but then he throws Raphael into a dance club.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It's like on the docks, but it's full of people like Shaka Khan and fucking
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
up
Shaka
there.
bra, bro.
Yeah,
Shaka bra.
Shaba Ranks and shit
Shaba
like that. It's like a whole bunch of like Shaba Ranks in a fucking club dancing.
Even though this was
But it looks all makeshift too. Like even the white
All
dudes are
right.
like dancing too, and that's unheard of.
this movie was 91, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're just trying to keep the 80s alive by throwing in a music
Yeah.
video.
Well, and this
pretty
is
much.
the height
Yeah.
of Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice was killing it.
I think it would have been, what,
I
1990 was probably Ice Ice Baby.
think so.
I think so. Yeah.
This was 90.
They're
Nine-
filming probably through late 90,
Yeah.
and it's released in
Yeah,
March,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is about the time that he made the great movie Cool as Ice.
It was before.
Was it?
He probably thought, you know what? Since I did such good reaction shots here, I can act.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is it,
And if you haven't
someone-
seen, has anyone seen Cool as Ice?
Is that got Madonna in it?
No.
No.
Oh, what's
No.
the one with Madonna?
It's Vanilla Ice's movie where he has like a ninja motorcycle and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like
yeah.
he jumps fences.
He like
and
rolls
stuff.
into town. He's like the bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got an earring and that same
Such
haircut.
great
Yeah.
lines in that movie, like "Looky, looky, looky," and "Cat's black bookie." Why don't you drop that zero and get with the hero?
Yeah, and now he's renovating houses.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a normal transgression, transformation. So he's basically gone from rapper to actor to renovator. I mean that's a normal
Right.
course.
Yeah,
for
sure.
folks.
yeah, I
It
guess.
really is.
He did. I mean, Cool as Ice was the shitty Purple Rain.
It really
you know?
was. And
I'm not saying Purple Rain was great.
this is
Dude,
one of those
Purple Rain.
movies like my senior year, I think. Cool as Ice, something like that.
Ugh.
Maybe not even my senior year.
Ugh.
But I remember that like there was a summer we watched Cool as Ice like 17 times.
Oh my
Damn.
god!
It's like I was in a town of 500 people for a whole summer, and so like all the people that were young hung out together, and there was a mixture of guys.
Somebody
and
got
girls,
that
and
for
somebody
Christmas.
got that, and we were like, "Yeah, let's turn on Cool as Ice, man."
It's better than the Britney
We'll
Spears
be over
movie.
here smoking left-handed cigarettes.
Crossroads.
Crossroads, the Britney Spears movie.
Is that like
Not the Ralph Macchio Crossroads.
No,
Robert
that was the
Johnson
cool
movie?
Crossroads.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically they administer all the shit to him, right? They get him to eat the donuts. What were you going to say, Mitch? Oh, I thought you were going to say something. You motioned that you were.
Mitch no speaking.
And so basically, like they start burping, which everybody's like, "Oh, that's so gross." They're burping this fucking pimento cheese, fucking ice cubes.
oh god.
Well,
Yeah.
they have the,
It's
they have the
gross.
big fight, obviously.
Yeah, with
Well,
the,
they're all the Shabba ranks are like moving off, but yeah, like
They're breakdancing and kicking people's ass. I
Yeah.
think Michelangelo does that.
yeah, they make a Vanilla Ice makes up the song "Go Ninja, Go Ninja,
Yeah,
Go."
yeah.
Go ninja, go ninja,
Yeah.
go, go
Yeah.
ninja, go
And then Shredder
ninja,
comes
go.
back,
Well, wait,
after-
the Turtles breakdance fight too. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Well, they took down Toka and Razor by
that's what I
putting
said.
the fucking what do they call it?
Fire
What-
extinguisher.
Yeah, the fire extinguishers
Yeah.
in their throat because the CO2 is supposed to accelerate the fucking
The mutagen.
Yeah, the mutant ice cubes,
The
yeah.
antidote.
Weird,
The antidote.
antigen.
That makes
The
total
antigen.
sense. Makes total sense.
Is that a word?
I guess. I
Sure,
don't know.
let's go with it. Antigen.
Mutagen.
Yeah,
Antigen.
we're going with antigen.
Antigen.
Yes. But see, I mean, after seeing all the turtles fight and shit like that, right? And those other big giant creatures like turn back into their babies again.
Yeah.
Like
They're
all
babies, or
yeah.
they're just the actual animals.
Yeah. Well, then all the Shabba Ranks people and everything like don't do nothing whenever the turtles leave.
Yeah.
So they just let them go. I'd be like, hey man, you guys are like fucking Ninja Turtles, but like Vanilla Ice is slaying it on stage, right?
So yeah, they can't pay attention.
yeah. So they end up out on the docks because this is a bar on the docks.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
docks in New York somewhere.
Yeah, well, because they basically played one piano note and it knocked the shit out of fucking Shredder out
So
the door and shit.
that bothers me.
What?
It upsets me. It's like, dude, no, that's like very far reality, very Back to the Future, I guess. But yeah, it's just that speaker that blows him across the room and out
Oh,
into
yeah.
the
It was
docks.
awesome.
There's no
'cause they
there's
turned
no
it up.
science there.
Every
sir.
person in that room would be deaf.
Yeah, they turned it up to 11.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Put
they
old
fucking
Limp
knocked him the
Bizkit
fuck out,
to
right?
11.
But somehow he ends up underneath the docks too, right? And
Yeah.
because he had the last little vial of the fucking bullshit, right? The TGRI fucking mutagen. And yeah,
ooze.
and so he drinks it. Gross, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and he becomes Super Shredder, Kevin Nash.
Super Shredder.
And Kevin Nash, Super Shredder has a great plan here. I'm going to destroy the pier that I'm under.
Yeah.
Instead of just taking him out.
Wait, Shredder,
You know,
Wait a
what-
minute.
you're gonna kill us all.
Science.
Yeah, see, even Leonardo goes like right up next to him and he doesn't even touch him. You
Right.
know? Oh, wait a minute, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to throw you. You know, but they're
I'm gonna
turtles.
hold you like a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're turtles, so they're around water. So obviously what's going to happen is they're going to go into the water.
Yeah, they're going to be
you know?
fine.
And
Yeah.
Shredder's going to kill himself because he's a dumbass.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
But does he kill himself?
does-
Nobody knows.
He be back. The mutagen just wore off, and now he's back to regular Shredder.
yeah, with a bad taste in his
So,
mouth
yeah.
and no tongue. Because that shit would have eaten his tongue.
He's trying to say something.
He sounded a little bit like one of the peanut the Peanuts adults.
Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah.
So of course they love being turtles again. They don't get tired of saying it because they're floating. You know, the docks are destroyed. But you know, the club, nobody's still coming out of the club to even look out the back door and see what the commotion is.
Do you think they just kept dancing, or did they?
Yeah. I mean, Vanilla Ice is holding down the show.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, Snow was on next. So they wanted to stick around. Yeah, they wanted to stick around to watch Snow.
Oh my god!
And then
still one of the best albums. If Your Name Is Snow, his only album that I know of was 12 Inches of Snow. I'm like, all right, I give that to you.
Yeah. It was a pretty good title. Fuck Snow.
Yeah, fuck Snow. I agree.
So basically they
go back to the lair and
they've defeated the Shredder because he almost gives them a little bit more. I'm reaching for the sky, like I'm gonna grab the moon and pull myself out
at the end.
But he's really dead. And of course, they're not checking for a pulse because he's buried underneath all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want to get splinters.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You son of a bitch. That was unheard of.
No, I do have to point out the fact that when we get Mecha Shredder or Ultra Shredder, whatever you want to call it,
Super Shredder.
when we get him, does anybody realize that the serum somehow changes his actual suit?
Yeah. I mean, that's science.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Oh, right.
It's like a comic book.
I had no idea. Okay, now I know.
It gave him extra heavy metal, you know, on there and shit.
I'm just putting that out there. Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm pretty sure it's the Incredible Hulk's waist is not the same size as Bruce Banner's waist.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Elastic
Super
jeans.
elastic.
Yeah, it's like toxic
Incredible elastic. It's gamma irradiated.
Gamma irradiated purple.
Dude, that would be amazing. Technology.
So then they come home and Splinter's like, people saw you.
Yeah. You saved the day, though, and he holds up the newspaper.
15 the flips.
Cowabunga.
Ninja rap is born.
Yes.
You know, so now they're part of New York's city skyline.
Yeah,
because they're
part of the zeitgeist there.
Yeah, they do use the same backdrop for the city in every shot that they're outside too.
And then they do that backflip into handstands and it stops.
Yeah, I love the freeze frame when the credits roll up.
And,
go Ninja, go!
And
jump in the air just like I don't care.
Yeah, I mean they didn't even they moved down to this place, but they didn't even bother to clean up the cobwebs. I mean, fucking lazy. You know what I mean? They just moved into a new place.
They just got there, you know. They'll get it to it.
I guess.
But
they
got power.
When they're not fighting, they have to refuel.
Yeah, where did they get all the light bulbs from? People don't.
They had power on down there when they turned it on.
Yeah. So somebody's going to remember that. Some substation dude's going to be like, I got like a fucking Ghostbusters terminal under there. It's kind of drawing power. That's weird. I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah, I was going to get ready to say, the power people would be the ones that would be like, there's a lot of power being used over there.
There's a phone line down there? What is it?
Yeah.
Call Edison.
Yeah. I'm telling you, though, they're fucking probably little thieves. They go up in those little stores like that, and they take like batteries and like fucking light bulbs and chips and stuff. Where are they going to get all that stuff? You know?
Yeah, exactly. People didn't deliver groceries back then.
Well, no.
So, I mean, they delivered pizzas.
Leave it at the sewer. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. And nobody would stick around.
I guess.
Yeah, nobody would stick around. Nobody pays for late pizza.
We steal from the rich. We steal from the poor.
Yeah. Well, they got all that Foot Clan. They got the Foot Clan money. You know, because they were into fucking TVs and stereos and fucking Walkmans and shit.
I bet they just get April to help them like pay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. She's a freaking host on a freaking.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. She's like
she does okay.
She's a news reporter.
She has the money. Yeah. Look at her apartment.
I know, right? She moved in from that.
Right?
Yeah, she moved from that really shitty apartment that burned down in the first one to this really nice 2-story fucking.
But that had her dad's antique store or grandpa's antique store.
Yeah, I know, right? So
that's kind of sad, though.
So yeah, maybe she collected on the insurance money.
Oh, there you go.
That's probably smart.
And then she got her break on the news too, you know.
That's wicked smart.
Yeah, wicked smart. And that's the end of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. The Secret of the Ooze. The last deuce that we're going to drop.
Yeah.
I would only say one flush.
Yeah, no. This is a great movie.
It went down
easy. I grew up watching this movie. I mean, like I said, I still have the tape from like whatever, 91 when it came out on tape, 92. And I like it. I know it's cheeseball and stuff, but it's Turtles. The first one's better. I think as a movie, it's darker and stuff like that. But I like this one, how it's a little more comic booky with like this like his suit turns into like the body, the muscles are like painted on it when he turns into Super Shredder.
Yeah. No, like everything on this movie was great, I think.
And
it still holds up, I think, for us in our youth to be able to still have something like this that actually is not as shitty as it really is compared.
Well, yeah.
To the newer stuff. Because, I mean, like now Doctor Strange's cape is fighting and shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, and this one, it's just dudes in suits.
I will say, did you know that this was like an award-winning film?
What awards did it win?
The makeup and stuff?
Animation?
No.
John Duprez, the guy that did the music,
won
a BMI Film Music Award for his work in this.
Oh,
for
cool.
the stuff with the orchestras.
Nice.
Wow.
Cool.
The score, like I said earlier, the score's not that bad. And if we didn't get this right before, Razor is the wolf and Toka is the snapping turtle.
Fair.
Yeah. Sorry if I think I missed that earlier.
I think I missed that. Or I
You get them mixed up, they're Toka and Razor.
Yeah, they're not like
He's
canon for
the
me.
Toka monster kid.
He's got the grill for the chest plate. All right. Well, anything else, guys? What do you think?
I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. I liked it a lot. I have never seen it before watching it for this, and I actually ended up liking it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's just, it's really, that's just it. It just moves pretty quickly between martial arts and goofballness.
It felt like really good writing.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible.
not like really good, but you know what I'm saying? Like better than I was expecting.
Considering,
considering what it was.
Exactly.
I'm with you.
And I like that they invented the new characters kind of, because if we would have got Bebop and Rocksteady, they might not have been as cool,
Well, like we did in the new movie.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen?
I like those Out of the Shadows.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
I don't mind them.
Yeah.
Is that the Angelina Jolie, April O'Neil one?
No,
no,
what's her
Megan
name?
Fox.
Megan Fox, same thing, whatever.
Yeah.
At least they put
same person, just younger.
It's just they're not as good, but I still enjoy them. They put Baxter Stockman in there, played by Tyler Perry in the second one, and they were going to turn him into like the Fly, I think. But
are those Michael Bay movies?
Yeah, they're produced.
That's why I didn't see them.
They're produced by Michael Bay.
Oh, okay, so not directed by.
No.
Oh, maybe I'll watch one.
Yeah, they have that action.
But if you want
bombastic
explosions,
if you want a good Turtles experience, maybe watch those two, and then watch the original '90 film and this one.
Mm-hmm. You watch the first one, you really get the Turtles.
Yeah.
And this second one really does build. This second one's more like the cartoon
animated
series.
Yeah, the animated series.
The first one was more like the comics. This one was more like the actual animated series. So they did kind of give a lot of fan service in it.
Yeah, and no, of course, recently too. I know we've talked about it on some of our quick casts. I think in the past, we did have that Batman and the Ninja Turtles crossover animated movie recently. So I mean, they're still here. Still.
Oh yeah, they got another.
Stay.
They've done a number of animated series and
75 animated series.
No, there's like the original one. The original one. There was another one from like 2003, another one, and then they're on a new one. So I think 4 or 5.
It's not too bad.
They're all on Nickelodeon. Some of them are
they got
bad.
the rights. Yeah.
Well, they even did that one completely CGI Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie too.
That was okay, just TMNT.
Wasn't Chris Pine in that one too, or something like that? I don't
know.
No, I know
Chris Evans does the voice of Casey Jones.
Oh,
and Kevin Smith's in it too. He has a cameo as like the cook.
Oh,
in like
never watched it.
It's okay. It kind of takes these 3 movies as canon because they're like a shot of the sewer and it has like the times wand from the second one or the third one, and then the broken canister from this one, and there's like references to it. It's a little bit. I mean, you don't have to watch it if you don't want, but I remember when it first came out, I liked it.
Yeah,
it's got a cool tone.
Yeah.
Not enough PG movies out there.
I would probably go see this again if it hit the theaters.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
This one and the first one, if they did re-show them for an anniversary, because in 2021 it would be 30 years. So
I don't know. I think I'd keep my money and go see something new.
I'd take my son.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'd take my son and go watch Teenage.
I mean, I
Mutant Ninja
enjoyed
Turtles.
it. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not hating. I'm just thinking if I'm going to spend $16 to go see a movie or whatever it is, probably not going to go see this movie that I own.
Yeah.
They show all the old movies.
Dude,
it's good to go see them.
Just like you guys saw that is
I don't
in
think
theaters.
this is one that I need to see in a theater. Is what I'm saying.
Again,
I
spent my money on Spaceballs.
Well, I could see that.
See, so
I saw the second Out of the Shadows one, the recent one from 2016. I saw it in the theater while eating a cheese pizza. So
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Hey, that's what you got to do.
I thought it was pretty cool. But this one's better. This is PG, and this is from, the ooze that binds it all together. So many references, so many connections. Really,
It really is. Not sad that we're done dropping deuces for a while, ready to get into something different.
Yeah.
But really have enjoyed this little series. That's kind of cool. Really fits our drop culture message, I guess.
All the part
on,
twos.
on point.
Deuce, baby, deuce.
With that,
Let's end it.
Okay, finally now. Let's
Finally, the deuce is done. Like my feet are asleep.
The final flush.
I'm out of toilet paper. I'm
And your
yelling
battery's
downstairs.
dead. Your battery's dead on your phone.
Yeah, I've read too
knocking
much.
on the wall.
Yeah,
Hey,
Who's there?
yeah, yeah,
Can you roll it over?
yeah.
So with that,
yeah.
this is. I think we're going to end the show. This has been Dan.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Tyson.
And I'm Bozo the Death Machine.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
And have a good night.
Yeah.
Or day,
Great.
whatever it is.
Whatever time you'd like to have.
We don't really care.
Super Shredder. Shredder.
Man, that actually came through the microphone.
That was an ultimate shredder.
I shredded my
That's
my
an underwear shredder.
Shredded my underwear.